Hello class. In this video, I'll show you how to create an apartment model with a blueprint, which is a floor plan. So here I just searched blueprints on Google and I found this one, this image, and also posted a link under the video. So you can download this image and use it for modeling. Okay, so now let's go to Maya. The first thing we'll have to do is we'll have to import the floor plan and place it on this grid plane. So what I will do is press space key so we can go to the 4 different view and go to the top view and press space key again. So now we'll enter the top view. So go to the view, go to the image plane and go to import image. So now we have imported the blueprint and hit space key and then space key again and enter the perspective view. So now we can see that this floor plan is on the ground, right? So we put it on the floor. So what I will do is hit R key and scale it up, slightly match this grid and move it down a little bit so it's lower than the grid. Okay, so first thing is, what about the size of it? Okay, so if it is for a commercial project, you want the precise scale, and you can go to top menu Maya and click on preferences and then go to settings. So here, as you can see, right now the unit we set as a centimeter, so you can also switch it to meter or inches. So as centimeter, that means each unit has 1 centimeter. So that's to say this whole thing has about 4, 6, 8, 12, 24. So 24 centimeters long. So this model, if I scale up and match this grid, so it'll be 24 centimeters. So just to give you a rough idea about the scale and the size. So first thing, I'll go to create and polygon primitive and a plan. And then press F key to zoom in so we can see the plan, the units. And go to its channel box and go to its input. And I don't want so many subdivisions. So here I'll just put subdivision width as 1 and subdivision height as 1. So I don't want any subdivision, right? And then scale this plane up and bigger than the floor plan, something like this. Okay, so now as you can see, this plane, it covered our floor plan because it is above the floor plan, right? That's what I want to do. So hit space key and then go to the top view again. So what I want to do is I want to just show the wireframe of this plan I created, so I can draw the line by reference the floor plan. Okay, so by select this plan and hit 4 key, number 4 on your keyboard, and then it will just show this model, this plan as transparent, and it will only show the wireframe. So now we can draw the line, and also I can feel the grid is a bit aligned here in this window. So I can also go to show and go all the way down. You'll find the grid and just check it off. Okay, we can always check it back on if you want. Make sure you are selecting your model in object mode, and then hold on Shift key, and with your mouse right button, you will be able to go to Insert Edge Loop tool. Okay, so select is a tool setting. Alright, and then in the tool setting, make sure you select the relative distance from edge. So this will allow you to create a edge loop from anywhere you click. So here, if you do a multiple edge loop, and if I do 5 and I click on this edge, so it will equally divide this line into 5. Okay, so we'll get there later. So we'll select the relative distance. Alright, so here we would like to start a line, and here another line, and here one more, here one more. So we'll use this as a reference for the wall on these two sides. And here again, here one more. We also want one more here, one and here, and one goes this way, this way, this way, and this way. I just go very fast, and you can zoom in and get really precise drawing. Alright, here, here, and don't forget here. If I hit QK to quit the tool, and then if I right click on the model and go to face selection mode, I can select this face, right, and hit delete. And I can also select all the faces on the outside and hit delete. All the faces on this side and hit delete. And then delete the faces in this closet room, and here, and here, and here, here, here. Okay, so I'll just delete these faces, and I will not move too far. And let's go back to perspective view to show you how it looks. Okay, so this is the plan I created, right? And down below there is the floor plan. So now you can see I constructed a wall, right? Right now it's just a plan, but later on I can extrude it. So that's the idea. All right. So now let's go back to the top view, and we can delete here, here, and here, this one, and not this one because we need to cut one here. All right. So I'll delete the faces outside. Here's a little bit more complex. We need to cut it here, and cut it here. Right. Right click on the model and go to object mode, and then hold on Shift and right click and go to insert edge loop tool again, and this time we'll insert one and here, one and here, one and here, okay, and one and here, and then here. Oops, so I don't want to add a actual edge at here, right? So I'll hit Command Z, go back. And later on, after I delete this face, I'll cut it from here so it will not go all the way down. That's the idea. So let's move on to other part. So I'll add one here, and add one here, here, and here. Alright, and hit QK to quit the tool, and right click on the model. Make sure you click on the model. We'll select all the faces outside of the wall and delete. Okay, and then we can delete here, this space, and here, and here, here. Alright, so here what I can do is I can just right click and go to vertex, right, and then grab these two vertex and move tool and just push it in. Let me zoom in so you can see, push it in and match that line. So now I'll right click on the edge and go back to face selection mode. So now we can delete the faces here. Here it should be a door, so I'll delete that. And delete here, so here will be a open space. Right. And we'll also have to delete the faces in this area. Alright. I think we are good for this step. Alright, so now let's clean our model a little bit. We don't need here this subdivision, right? Since this is a solid structure. So we'll just go to edge mode and select this edge, one edge and two edge, and hit delete. Okay. However, as you can see, even though I delete the edges, but here this edge and the top edge is still being separated, being cutted, right? That's because if I switch to vertex mode, the vertexes still remain, right? So you have to delete the edge and the vertex. So this time I'll just select this vertex and hit delete to fix that. And there's a way that you can delete them at the same time. See, in the edge mode, if I select the edge and then hold on Control and then delete. So this will delete the edge and the vertex it has. Right. So here's the same. Select it, hold down Control and hit delete. Alright. And here I don't need this, so I'll delete, hold on Control and delete. And I don't need here. hold on Control and delete. I don't need it here. And here, since here's a intersection, so I will keep them. Okay, so now it looks nice, and we can move on to the next step. So now let's hit space key. So now we can select our image plane, and we can hide it temporarily. So go to Tool Menu Display, Hide Selection, and then go to Face Selection Mode and select all the faces. And then go to Tool Menu, Edit Mesh, and Extrude. And you can type a number here for the thickness, or you can just grab it. Here's 1.6 unit. If we put 3, 6. Okay, so now it looks like a real scale. So here we have leave this opening, right, this gap for the door. However, if you take a look of your house, the interior, the door, the gap will not extend to the ceiling, right? So what I'll do is, with the model selecting object mode, and I'll hold down Shift K, and then go to Insert Edge Node tool, and then let's see, we can cut our model at here, maybe at here. Below this line, it'll be the door. Above this line, it'll be the ceiling, and we'll connect them together. Alright, so now let's talk about how to connect them. So I'll go to Face Selection Mode, and select this face, and delete. And select this face, and delete. Alright, and then we'll go to Edge Selection Mode, and double click on one of the edge here, and it'll select the whole thing, these 4 edges. And then hold on Shift and double click on this edge, and you'll select the whole thing here. And now we can bridge them. So I'll go to Edit Mesh, go to Bridge, and we'll go to Tool Setting. So here for the deviation, set as 0, so it will not create subdivisions when you bridge them. And bridge type, just select the smooth path and bridge. So here is how it works. It'll connect them together, and there's no subdivision in between. Alright, so we can follow this step, and we'll go to here. So we'll have to delete this face first, and this face as well. And here, select this face and press F key so I can lock my view here. Alright, and then select this face and delete. And this one, and this one, and delete. Right, so here we'll add doors. And then we'll go to Edge Selection Mode and double click on this edge, select this whole ring, and here, and then go to Edge, go to Edit Mesh, and we can just apply the bridge directly since the setting is good. And here, and bridge, and here, and here, and bridge. As you can see, when I'm applying this tool, I just hit GK, G as group. Okay, so hit GK, it will repeat the last action, which is bridge I have applied. So it will repeat the last action with the same setting. Alright, so now let's talk about the window, how to add a window. And we'll have to turn the image plane back on. So go to Display and Show Selection. And we'll go to Top View. Alright, so here's the window. Hold on Shift K and right click on the model and go to Insert Edge Loop tool, and we'll add a edge loop here. Add one at here, one at here. Oops. One at here, and one at here. And when you're done, hit QK to quit, and hit space key to go back to the perspective view. So here are the 4 edge loops we have added from the top view. So here will be the window. Here will be the window. Alright. So since it is a window, we need to decide how high it is. It may be lower than the top line of the door, right? Maybe start from here, this line. So we can go back to object mode and hold on Shift key and then right click and use the insert edge loop tool, and now we'll cut from here and then cut from here, right? And then hit QK to quit, and then go back to face selection mode and delete this face and delete the inner face of the wall, and delete this part and delete the inner part. So this will be another window, the window in the bedroom. So now we'll have to fill the gap, right? So we'll also use the bridge tool. So double click on one edge, it'll select the whole edge loop, and hold on shift and double click on this edge, and then we can go to the edge mesh and bridge. Okay, so same thing for here, double click and hold on shift and double click and hit GK to repeat the next action, which is the bridge. Alright, so now we can hide the image plane again, and since we are done with it. Right, so this is the structure of the apartment room, and you can now you can add your own creation to it. For example, here I will add a plane, and I'll make it bigger. So this will be the floor, right? And if this is for texture model, and I can give texture the floor tile for it. And then let's see, this is the living room, and you can create a sofa here, and here's the bedroom. You can create a bed, and here a washing machine, and the bathroom. Here you can create a toilet, right? Here you can create an oven, the dining table somewhere, right? The closet inside here. So that will connect it to the previous lessons. Now we'll create a door for the house. So here I also found an image on Google as a reference, and I'll model this door. Alright, so we'll start with a cube, and let's move it to around the door. Okay, and let's squish it and extend it on this length and make it wider. So make sure it is wider than this gap we have. Okay, so first we'll create the frame, the door frame, which is the outside part of it. Okay, so a little bit wider. Alright, look good. And I'll make it, and I'll move it up. And then I'll go to vertex mode and move it up to cover this whole door. So here for the bottom, we can move it down and make it longer. Okay, since later on we can just cut from here and delete the bottom part. Alright, so now let's select this side and this side. Make sure you're not select the side faces, just the out face and inner face. Okay, select these two faces, and then we'll apply extrude and we'll push it in. Okay, so go to tool menu, edit mesh, and extrude. And then you can go here. So not thickness, offset. So just play with the offset setting. Let's see how long we want. Maybe about 0.1, a little bit more. So 0.1, 0.15. Okay, looks good, right? And with the remain selected, and then we'll apply extrude again. So here you can just press GK, G as group. So I'll repeat the next action. So hit that, and then offset again. Right, so now we'll push it in. So for this time we will change the thickness, but not too much. So here we'll just do minus 0.0, maybe 0.2. Let's see. This is too weak. So here minus 0.05. As you can see, we push it in, right? And then hit GK again to extrude, and we'll change the offset. So this time for offset 0.01. 1 is too small. Maybe 0.03. Okay, so we have a needle gap here. And then start from here, we'll just directly push it in, now we'll make the door. Alright, so now hit GK to extrude, repeat the last action, and then we'll change the thickness. Right, as you can see, we'll push it in about -0.1 or -0.05. So you just slightly push it a little bit. Alright, now what I want you to do is, with this out face and inner face remain selected, alright, I want you to go to Edit Mesh, and down below here, Extract. So I want you to apply Extract. So now go to your outliner. Since we just extracted the model, so now we have separated this door into 3 parts. One is the door frame, one is the front face, and one is the back face. Right? So we'll just go in here, select all of them, and go to here, modify, and freeze its transformation. Let me show you. Freeze transformation, and then all the transient value will be set to 0. And then go to edit and delete by type and delete its history. So it will delete all the history the model have. So as you can see, the transform have disappeared. Right? So after you have deleted the history, so now these are clean models, and you can select all these 3 and hit Shift P to move them out of this folder. Shift key and PK to move them out of this folder. Okay, so now we can delete the folder. So remember, always freeze the model's transformation and then delete history before you move them out. So now we can select the door frame, and we can rename it door frame. Could be easier for us to identify the model. And then go to tool menu, display, and hide selection. Right? And these are the front and back face. So now we can connect them together into one model, and then we'll bridge them. So select both of them and go to tool menu, mesh, and combine. So it'll combine the 2 faces into one model, right? And now you can see that it also kept the history. So what you all need to do is select this model and go to modify, freeze transformation, and edit and delete its history. So now it will clean up the history of the model. Now go to the edge mode and double click and select this whole edge loop, and hold Shift and click and select this inner side, and then go to Edit Mesh and bridge. So you'll bridge them together, and then scale it, push it in the Z-axis, so I make it thinner, and then select the front face and select the back face, and go to Edit Mesh and extrude, and in the extrude setting here, I'll change the offset and push it in. This is too much, so I'll just put 0.2 maybe. Let me see, 0.3. Okay, 0.3 looks good. And then make sure both the front and back face are remain selected, and hit G key again to repeat the last action. So as you repeat the last action, you can see that the numbers have cleaned back to 0. Alright, so now we can offset. Here I'll just put 0.05. Just push it a little bit, and then I'll push it in. So that will be the thickness. So here I'll just put -0.05. Let's see how far did we push it in too much maybe. So here minus 0.02. Okay, looks better. Okay, and then hit G key again to repeat the last action. So here, as you can see, the 0 out. So offset, we'll just put 0.05, and then we'll push it back to the front. So I'll hit G to repeat the last action, and offset 0.05, and here thickness, we'll do a positive 0.02 to push it out. So I push it in and goes down and push it out. So that is the basic structure, and I will use texture to create a pattern like this. Modeling this will be too much, right? This pattern. And then for the door handle, you can start with a cube as well. So here we'll do create a polygon, a cube, move it to here, just to scale it down, taller and thinner, about here, right? Okay, so now we have to smooth out the top and bottom. So I will go to the edge mode, select this edge here and here. Make sure you only select the 4 corners, right? Not other edges, not the inner side or the outside. And then go to edit mesh and we'll apply a bevel. So here we'll go to the settings, and for bevel here, we'll put about 5 segments, so it'll divide this by 5, and we'll apply, and this is how it looks. So if you want it to be more smooth on the top, and you can increase the fraction, right? So it'll be softer. And here for the handle, door handle, you will also use a cube to create that. So here we can start with a cube and get onto here. Okay, so this should be a good start point. I can put this in here. As you can see, the model is a bit hard to see. So what I will do is I will click on this button. So it'll open the ambient occlusion. Basically, it'll increase the contrast, ambient shadow for your model. So now I'll go to face selection mode and select this face and go to edit mesh and extrude. And I can bring it out. And then we'll select this one and hit G key again to extrude. So here I'll just make it a little bit bigger, right? And then we'll go back to object mode and we'll go to insert edge loop tool, go to the setting. So now we'll do multiple edge loops, and here I'll put 5. And we'll click on the edge, it'll divide this edge by 5 and add 5 edge loops. And then hit QK to quit. So now you can select any of these and move them up and down. So we can actually go to the vertex mode and select these 3 and move it up. And select here and move it down, and here and move it down. And if you want it to be kind of smoother, you can also bevel these edges. But here I'll just stay on the basic shape to show you the idea. Okay, so that is the door. And oh, I forgot one thing. So see here, this is a bit long, right? So what I can do is I can go to the vertex mode and select all of the vertex on the bottom here and just bring it up and stop it here. We want some gap between the door and the floor, right? And then here goes our door frame. This is our door frame, and this is the door. So let's rename it door. And now let's hide our door model. And also let's hide these 2 objects. These are the door handle. Let me also name this one as floor. and this is the wall. Okay, so now let me hide the floor and the wall. Okay, now only door frame, it could be more obvious to us. So we'll have to bridge this gap. So we can go to edge selection mode, select this edge loop, double click and select the inner edge loop, and then we can go to the edge mesh and bridge. So we'll fill the gap. Alright, so with these two edge loops still remain selected, we don't need them since we won't keep this as one face instead of subdivided, right? So hold down Control and hit delete. So now we have delete those edge loop with the vertex it being added. So let's see if I show the wall. So this is the wall and this is the floor, right? So being cut at here. So what we can do is we can right click and go to Insert Edge Loop tool, go to Settings and switch back to Relative Distance. And here we'll add one here and one here. As you can see, it is the line is tilted because it is matching the bottom and the top edge, so it is tilted. What I can do is I'll hit Q-key, the Query tool, and go to the vertex mode and select all the vertex in the intersection here, right? And then I'll use the scale tool. Here's the scale tool, and scale it down on Y. So this will bring them on the same plane, same level. See, now I cannot scale it on the Y because they're already on the same plane. So now I can switch to Move tool and move them down a little bit under the ground here. And then I can go to face selection mode and I can deselect all the faces here. There we go. Alright, so now we've done with the door frame and the door handles, and I can put these into one folder to keep my file organized. Right, maybe all of these into one folder, and here I'll see door group. And also it is a good habit that you keep delete the history of your model. See, since I already grouped them, I can just select this whole group and go to top menu, modify and freeze transformation. Go edit and delete its history. So it'll delete all of the model's history. Alright, so we get one door, and I can just select this whole group and duplicate this door, move it in here. So if you don't want to create another door, you can just duplicate. However, in a real apartment, the front gate definitely it will be different than the door of the bedroom, right? Door of the bathroom. So you may want to create a different door for the other rooms. But here I just do it as a demonstration, and then I can just go to the vertex, and I can make it thinner to match the shape there, and make it thinner to match the shape here, this corner here. And same thing for the door. And I did not create a window since they have the same concept, right, as the door. So for your assignment, you can just go to Google and search window, or window model, or window blueprint, and you will find a lot of references, and you can select your favorite window and create a 3D model of it. Okay, so I hope this gives you an idea about how to create an apartment model based on a floor plan.